So I'm here in an undisclosed location, one of my favorite spots. The view from the hill. There's a plethora of stuff right here at my feet. I'm going to get down here and show you. Here we have horsetail. Great stuff. Full of silica. I'm going to be using a lot of common names. I might throw some Latin names in. There's a couple different species of this, at least. And I pretty much interchange them and use them together. Here we have the yarrow grows abundantly here. It's an excellent plant. Achilles milliforum, million leaves. When picking it, it can make you itchy and sneezy. Huge bush of salal. Right over there. If you step down past there, you're liable to end up somewhere in the bushes. Daisies. I really like daisies. I like the composite family. Actually, I like all the families. There's not any of them I don't like. Some of them are more versatile in their uses and can cover a wide range, and others are more specific. Daisies are widely overlooked, very widely overlooked. They are fantastic for pain. They're a good anti-inflammatory. Diarrhea, really helps stop diarrhea. I just harvest by popping their little heads off. They're tiny. They grow abundantly here. And when you get a bunch of them together, they smell really, really, really good. I don't know if they'll show up, but they're definitely abundant. Really nice here today. Not too many tourists. It's Monday. Most everybody's at work. I love my work. My boss, she's pretty cool. Lets me have time off when I need. My job is quite nice. This is Angelica. Beach Angelica. Very nice spring. It's just coming up. Here's where she's coming out of the ground. This is probably Osha, but I'm not absolutely positive without more growth. Leaves. I like the description in the one. You can go by smell. You got to be real careful with the umbels. Hemlocks, poisonous hemlock and water hemlock, and other things called water parsley. It only takes 1/8 of a teaspoon to kill you, and it wouldn't be pleasant. One author, I believe it to be Stephen Foster, has this and has in the first part of the book all that are highly medicinal. The back part has ones that can be toxic, but they're also used medicinally, and it shows the difference between Osha and water hemlock, and it's really hard, but it's vein to the tip, all is hip. Vein to the cut, pain in the gut. And I use things like that to help me remember. Trees full of Unsia. If you're out in the woods and you get cut, you can slap some of that on you and help staunch the bleeding. And, you know, depending on your wound, I'd suggest really getting in and getting it taken care of. No sense in messing around. And there's some more. They liked, my experience here, out here in this place, is they grow in the same area. The Angelica and the water hemlock and the Osha. So it's spring now. Everything's just really starting. More yarrow. Everything grows in symbiosis. We've got some moss down here. Here we got some of the old dried up stalks. Probably the Osha. There's no seeds. There's no smell. Here it's starting to get a little bit bigger. To be real honest, there's signs all over here saying, do not pick the plants, do not remove things from the bluff. And so I just act like a tourist. And usually, if I'm harvesting, today I'm not harvesting, and I have a backpack and a lunch and a camera, and my harvesting tools are really, really small. They fit great in my backpack. It's mostly what I call my digging stick. Usually a sharp knife. These things don't come out of the ground. You can land on your ass trying to pull them up. Oh, here we go. Getting bigger. Here's a nice specimen. It's absolutely, I cannot stress how important it is to be absolutely 100% sure when harvesting these umbels. This Osha looks so identical. Wild carrot, or poisonous hemlock, has been mistaken for wild carrots, and people have gotten seriously ill, if not suffered a fatal death, just because of stupidity and improper identification. I'm trying to find the hairy things coming out of the ground, but it's really hard. Get down there. I probably won't be able to see. But there's the head. These are really hard to get out. I don't actually usually take them from this particular spot, but around the corner. Got false lily of the valley. Beautiful plant. I don't pick it, I just know what it is. That's all. Oh, here's a big Angelica. Oh shit, there's a stump. The deeper we go, the bigger they're getting and the more prolific. Osha. There. And frickin' litter. People. Here we go. Beautiful Angelica. Oh, yeah. So the backside, kind of gray. These little babies they're pretty old. There's a where the old stem stock has died off. This is I can tell sort of just by moving it that there is one nice rootstock there. One really, really nice. When I harvest this, when I'm out here like this and I'm having to be stealthy, I don't worry about putting the crown out right back here. This particular plant grows really prolific here. It likes it. So I'm not worried about harming it. Plus, I know that I'm only taking what I need. So I don't really worry about it. Here's some little tiny baby. These are seeds. And from my experience, I thought parsley was coming up in my yard, and voila, it was Angelica. Because they are in the same family, they're that hard to tell apart when they're young. Dead seed stalks, last year's growth. This growing in here really prolific. Oh my God. Beautiful. I really love it out here. It's a nice place to come and meditate and enjoy and just relax. Matter of fact, I brought a sandwich. I like to get down in here. You know, all this beautiful flora. Oh, here's a starting to flower. See? Isn't that gorgeous? That's lily of the valley. We definitely won't have the fruits yet. Right there. There's some false lily of the valley. We have false Solomon seal. You know, all this is cohabitating with ferns that I'm not real familiar with. So I don't know the exact name of this. Possibly male fern, which is not the scientific name. Got the horsetail there. That stuff is so diverse. You can, when it's dry, use it as sandpaper, and believe you me, it will sand things. They call it scour brush. Out camping, get some, let it dry, scrub your pots and pans with it. You know, great for fingernails, hair, as a hair rinse. It strengthens connective tissues. It's really high in silicate. You have to harvest this huge bag, and when it dries, it may have a bulk look to it, but weight-wise, it's very, very light. Right down there on that knoll, on the other side of that fence, you kind of see, might be able to see, there's some old stalks from last year's Angelica. And as you can see, the edge is real close. When my best buddy comes with me, I don't get him nowhere near that. He has no fear and no awareness that if you fall off there, that's probably the last fall you'll take. But and plus he can't get up and down very good. And he's actually taller than me now. Very big. The whales migrate through here. I'm not sure if they're migrating yet, but a lot of people come out here to do whale watching. I have on occasion, when I take enough time to just sit down and smell the roses. Seen spouts, but usually when I'm out here, I'm on a mission. And my mission is to get medicine for myself and my family. I share the Angelica, I don't share the Osha. I'm not absolutely sure what kind of plant this is. It's very interesting to me. These are the flowers, and the stems are round and they're hairy. The leaves are a palmate type. I'm not sure what it is. This one's probably, the actual dirt's way down there. 18, 20 inches tall. And then we have wild strawberries. This is possibly some form of geranium. This is, I like heel all. I think it's wonderful. This is heel all. Prunus vulgaris. Really good. Nice wound healer. I like the folklore about it. Herb blower. It's a viney little plant. Square stem. Opposite leaves. In the Labinet family. Labinet, Labiname. They keep changing that. And it's like, it can be really frustrating. You get used to something and then it changes, like, well, what the hell is it? We got some cleavers here. I really like cleavers. I made a boo-boo in my other video and said chickweed was good for the lymph system. And it's not bad for the lymph system, but this is a lymph node system cleanser. It's pretty tiny. Well, it very well could be sweet woodruff. But the smell only comes out once the sweet woodruff is dry. Very well could be. But they're in the same family. Good for the skin. Any tiny plant like that is usually, the cleavers and the chickweed are definitely really full of water. And when they dry, you can have this massive amount, and it dries down to nothing. The water content is really, really high. Here the salal is putting off flowers. You can eat the berries. They're okay. They're kind of grainy. If you were lost in the woods, they would sustain you. They can be dried and make pemmican out of. Cleavers. Yeah, that's cleavers. Scratch grass, goose grass. The seeds come off and stick to your socks like little balls, and most people get kind of upset about that. Lots of flora. Got the Angelica there, growing with the Osha, growing with the cow parsnip. All the umbel family. Not too bad of a little drop off there. Could survive that. There's one thing when I'm out hiking and gathering, I'm real careful. I have enough common sense to know how to, stop my bleeding. I would rip my shirt up and tie it off, but I don't actually carry a small emergency first aid kit with me yet. I should. It's probably not very smart, but I plan on putting one together, because when I do this one-on-one with someone, them mentoring, I want to really be safe. So the first time I ever seen this plant, I thought, holy cow, that is the biggest flippin' daisy I have ever seen in my life. And lo and behold, it's not a daisy, it is a plantain. It is the beach plantain. And it's got the ribs like the others. These are incredibly tough, incredibly stringy. Matter of fact, I burned up a blender. I had the plantain in there, and these are so tough. When you pull it, there it is. The latex in there. Very tough, very stringy. And I put water in it, and the blender started smoking. And I'm the kind of person that's like, well, if you're gonna smoke and die, I'm gonna keep you going until you're done. And I killed my blender. Lots and lots of Angelica here. I actually don't like to get it off this little cement walkway here. And then this is a little knoll. I don't like to get it here because if I dig this up here, it'll cause the dirt and stuff to start to fall apart. And I really don't need these cliffs going, falling off into the ocean. Nature will take its course. Little wild strawberries. Little tiny. They're so sweet, though. They're so wonderful. Usually you can't gather enough of them to do anything with. They're great to, if you're out here, snack on. Strawberry is actually, like the leaves and stuff, very astringent. Very good for hair rinse and nails and stuff. More Osha. And I know for a fact this is because I have harvested it. Took the seed crowns back to my yard. I now have a little bit growing in my yard, but not enough to. Roots on this aren't that big. I don't have enough to make up tinctures and stuff, so I use the leaves to cook, throw them in soups and stews and stuff. And then if I'm really, really sick, I will make a tea. Take a chunk of the root, about an inch or so, chop it up, throw it in tea. I actually run water back over it, because I put a good sized chunk in there. I want it to be medicinal. And the reason I know for sure it's the Osha and all that was the smell and really taking my time. And I'm alive. And I ate more than 1/8 of a teaspoon. Thistles. Many of the thistles are highly medicinal. Like milk thistle seed for the liver. I'm not sure what kind this is. I do know they're really hard to harvest. They bite. Leather gloves are actually suggested. So you can see it's companion growing right there with the Angelica. Ouch! So this is kind of the park up there. Over there is where they walk out there and watch the whales and stuff. The reason I call this the ends of the earth is because the road stops here. You could literally hike all the way down to way down the coast. We have to go inland a little bit sometimes, but there would always be very mountainous cliffs, sharp pointy rocks at the bottom. It must be a very hardy. They haven't started to mow out here. Man, that hurt. Drive around a little bit, get to the trailhead of where I really like to go to do it. Harvest. So, this is a secret little spot. Those of you who are familiar with this area, and there'll be a lot of people, they really know where this is. Due to it is run by the state and all that stuff, and all the little signs all over. I just don't talk about it. Not everybody's going to harvest respect and just take a little bit. Some people are going to come in here and do something really stupid, like take it all. It takes too long for it to grow back. Way too long, if it even will. Fads and over-harvesting have really put a hurt on it. And in the fads, it's ridiculous. There's something new, weight loss or something, or we're definitely a very vain society. Really nice up here. Really calm, peaceful, really tall trees. Beautiful. All this stuff is really thick and really dense. It's hard to go through it. And when you do walk through it, you gotta watch out for getting tripped up. There's blackberry vines in there, the little tiny true blackberries, and some other big ones. There's an old stock of, could be either Angelica or cow parsnip. They're huge. Park bench, another park bench. Yeah, it's cow parsnip. There it is. Big palmate leaves. These things get gigantic. Super gigantic. I don't use this medicinally. I know about it. I was told at one time it was good for seizures, just to be careful and not get it by railroad tracks or whatever. Here's the stalk. This thing's taller than I am. And I'm fairly average size, 5'6". So this is like 6'2". I do know that the root is edible. It's palpable. Pretty blah, but you could survive on it if you had to. From what I've read, you're supposed to wash it, and like boil it and dump that off and everything. It's like, you know, if I'm really hungry, I'm gonna boil the shit and eat it. I don't mean shit, but I mean boil the stuff and eat it. Just enough to survive, just enough to, you know, if I'm lost out here, get out. Fiddleheads. I really do like ferns. I want to learn so much more about them. These are edible before they open. Supposed to taste like asparagus. But there's a lot of things that are supposed to taste like, and they're good, and they're definitely edible, but they don't really taste like asparagus. I've ate horsetail, the bottom shoots. I've ate cattails. They're nice. I like them. It's different because it's not something I grew up eating wild. My parents did grow a lot of gardens, but of course, you know, the supermarket provided a lot of food. So it's not something I'm used to, but it is something I like. And they're definitely seasonal. You got to get these before they bloom. Salmon berries. That's another thing you can eat if you're lost out here, if it's the right season, is salmon berries. Little fire pit. People do actually come out here. This is strictly a day use area only. So there's picnic benches to sit here and absorb all this nice stuff. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm going to sit at this picnic bench, and eat my sandwich, because I'm getting hungry, covered with uncia. And the way to tell, well, this is fallen uncia. I'll show you how to tell here. Oh, actually, it's stuck to the table. This is really good, actually, antibiotic, blood stopper. And you see the trees there, they're really covered in it. I'm on a park bench, and that's a gully. ravine, actually. Right over there is my trail I like to go on. I didn't go down it because I'm limited on my time, and when I get out here I lose really serious track of time. I don't wear a watch. I haven't for like 30 years. I have to be back before Dre gets out of school, so I don't have much time, and I'm not going to spend that much time out here. But that's my spot. One of my many spots. I actually don't tell very many people where I harvest, where I wild harvest. Some really people I'm close to and stuff like that. Other people know about this because they told me where they got it, and they just looked at me and I said, "Where'd you get it?" And it was like they really didn't want to say, but they did. And the person I'm familiar with them, and that they would definitely practice being respectful and not taking everything. The OSHA grows really good over in there. Definitely got to be careful going down this ravine. This is, it's steep. There's a lot of fallen logs, sharp pointy objects. When I harvest and I'm out like this, sometimes I wear tennis shoes, but mostly I never wear sandals in this. But this is what I wear. I wear hiking boots to protect my feet, to not slip, and stay sturdy. I'm going to show you how the Uncia, you can really tell. This is the for sure thing. Uncia is type of lichen. It really likes to live on dead, decaying things. It likes really clean air. We get so much wind here on the coast, you can't help but the air be clean. It's literally moves a lot. This is an incredibly calm morning. Very, very nice. So this is the Uncia. Very neat stuff. And the way to really tell that it's for real, because there's other things that look like it, real similar, close enough that it can really throw you off, is when you pull it, there's a little rubber bandy in there. See that? Looks like a strand. Due to my battery dying while I was out there, I was in the middle of showing how to tell Uncia from the other lichens. On the way out, I picked this up. It attaches down here at the bottom like this. It's such a neat little plant. I'm definitely harvesting this year because of its wonderful healing properties. When you harvest, you don't pull it off the wood. You should snip it. But the test to know that it's really Uncia is inside this little vein is a little rubbery band type vein. And see, there it is. You see that? It's stretchy. So that's how you tell Uncia. See that? Of course, I ripped it apart. Right there, that's how you tell it's Uncia. Because some of the others are you can easily get confused. And it's really good to have proper identification. So I hope you've really enjoyed this little adventure in its parts. And I will be making more videos. And I'll start with what I believe to be the very first things you should know. And it's a lot of the terminology used, and I'll explain that, then go into tincture making, oil making, ointment, etc. So thanks for taking the time to watch this little video, and more that'll be coming up. You have a great day. Bye.